Have you ever looked at the ancient Egyptian pantheon, with its endless array of animal-headed gods, the wild headdresses, the incredibly complex myths, and just assumed it was all a collection of historical fairy tales? Maybe just a primitive way for them to explain the sun rising and setting. Well, what if I told you it's actually something entirely different? Okay, let's dive right into this because this is absolutely fascinating. The ultimate occult secret, one that's been hiding in plain sight for literal millennia, is that the ancients were actually master neuroanatomists. Their myths weren't religions in the way we understand them today at all. They actually serve as a quantum operating manual for the human body. The ancient priests recognized a really profound truth. They saw that all the functions of nature, and honestly the entire cosmos itself, are reproduced in miniature right inside the human form. So when you're reading Egyptian mythology, you aren't reading a historical roster of literal beings. You are actually looking at a biological and quantum holographic blueprint. In this explainer, we're going to dismantle this biological reality engine piece by piece so you can understand the hidden mechanics of your own consciousness. We'll quickly run through the ancient reality engine, Ra and the pineal gland, the feminine plasma matrix, Isis and the 0 point, the 2 eyes of perception, and finally, how to actively run your reality engine. All right, let's kick things off with part 1, the ancient reality engine, also known as the Isra-Al bioreactor. To really grasp this, we need to completely shift our perspective. We have to stop viewing the Egyptian pantheon as a historical roster of separate gods with distinct personalities. It's actually a flowing, interconnected circuit board. The overwhelming abundance of deities is completely intentional. The priest gave different names to the exact same quantum plasma energy depending on where it was operating inside of you. Think about it like water. It's called ice, steam, or rain depending on its state. Similarly, the energy in your body changes its god name based on its state, its location, and its specific function within your human bioreactor. Which brings us to part 2, Re and the pineal gland, the active spark. What's genuinely amazing here is how we can seamlessly map these forces across completely different disciplines: physics, biology, and mythology. Take the active electric force of Ra and the receptive magnetic vessel of El. These are the 2 primary nodes of your internal circuit board. You've got Ra, the 1. In plasma dynamics, it acts as a white hole, centrifugal force. Biologically, it's the pineal gland. Mythology, it represents your active conscious will radiating outward. Then you have El, the 0. This is the black hole, the pituitary gland, and the bounding lattice that catches and gestates that active energy. In the occult anatomy of the ancients, Ra is the pineal gland. It's that tiny little organ right in the absolute center of your brain. The ancients saw this as the all-seeing eye and the biological white hole that literally spews out the highly energized axial currents of your conscious will. It is the active radiating spark of your intention. Next up is part 3, the feminine plasma matrix, or the scales of El. But here's the catch. The raw, infinite energy of Ra needs a vessel to hold it. You can't just have pure, unbridled electric energy sparking off everywhere without some kind of structure, right? This brings us to the accommodating subconscious, the feminine plasma matrix, or El. This brilliantly explains why the Egyptians had so many goddesses for seemingly similar concepts. They are the exact same mother matrix, just scaling from the cosmos all the way down to your neuroanatomy. At the macrocosmic level, you have Nut, the sky bounding the filamentary network of the universe. Zoom into the biological scale, and Hathor is the gestating womb. Zoom in even further to the microcosmic level of your brain, and Isis is the pituitary gland balancing the brain's circuitry. It's one massive interconnected system. And get this, it's absolutely not just an Egyptian concept. Ancient Sumerian carvings show this identical circuitry. You know those famous carvings of ancient gods holding a pine cone in one hand and a mysterious handbag in the other? Well, they definitely aren't holding groceries. They're depicting the literal blueprint of your neurospiritual machinery. The pine cone is the active electrical spark of the pineal gland, Ra. And the handbag, that's the magnetic accommodating vessel of the pituitary gland, El. They were literally handing humanity the biological instruction manual. Now, balancing these 2 requires a perfect equilibrium point. That brings us to part 4, Isis and the 0 point, the sovereign observer. So what exactly is she balancing? Well, in mainstream quantum physics, there's a concept known as the 0 point field. Instead of just being empty space, this field is a raging ocean of pure potentiality and entangled, coherent variables.
Modern physicists actually suggest that this universal field is the literal substance of consciousness itself, operating entirely outside of our standard 3D spacetime. The absolutely crucial point here is that Isis isn't just a goddess of magic. Anatomically and quantum mechanically, she represents this exact zero-point vacuum, located in the third ventricle of your brain. By sitting exactly between the active pineal and receptive pituitary pillars in perfect stillness, she becomes the alchemical center of gravity. She literally draws shattered, fragmented reality back into coherence and unity, simply by occupying that sovereign stillness. Let's move to part 5, the two eyes of perception, projecting versus healing. How does this observer, which is you, sitting inside this biological engine, actually interact with the outside hologram? We do it through the two eyes, or lenses, of the mind. And people mix these up constantly. We have two distinct lenses on this circuit board, the eye of Ra and the eye of Horus. The eye of Ra is the right eye. It's active, fiery, and solar. It represents your centrifugal intention actively projecting outward into reality. On the flip side, the eye of Horus is the left eye. It's receptive, lunar, and totally focused on healing. You use it to read the subtle energies of the matrix and calmly restore wholeness to what was broken. This leads to a truly mind-bending realization. It's absolutely essential to recognize that the physical eyes in your head are mere biological receivers, but the mind is the true projector. You are constantly projecting mentation and actualizing the holographic universe through biophoton plasma. The reality you see around you isn't just happening to you, it's being actively projected by the machinery in your mind. Finally, we reach part 6, running your reality engine, the daily application. Now that we've decoded the actual parts of this bioreactor, let's look at the user manual for collapsing the quantum wave function in your daily life. It builds into a highly practical 1-2-3 sequence. Step 1. Find the 0 point. Sit in sovereign stillness at the center of your mental torus. You want to occupy that Isis state. Step 2. Radiate your will. Project your conscious intention outward as a radiant centrifugal force utilizing the raw white hole. And step 3. Let the universe's matrix bound it. Allow the invisible plasma lattice, that L-bounding vessel, to accommodate and structure your energetic intention into dense physical reality. You are the sovereign observer, sitting at the absolute center of this incredible cosmic machinery. The true projector of the universe isn't some external deity way up in the sky somewhere. It's located right there in the anatomical center of your own mind. So now that you hold the ultimate quantum operating manual for the human body, what reality will you choose to project today?